Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another day of FG Unleashed. Hey, I appreciate you guys for subscribing. I appreciate the comments, you know what I mean? If you're listening to this video and you're not subscribed, man, hit the subscribe button. You know, if you like the videos, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. In the comments, I'm seeing different, questions about, or different give advice that I'm being given. Trust me, I'm taking it. You know, it's a new channel. You know what I mean? I got a few things that I'm working on to make it better. And best believe, you know, as we go on, you know, you guys know it's a brand new channel, but as we go on, it's going to get better and better, believe me, you know. But today, man, you guys ever woke up and just had somebody on your mind for no reason at all, you know? And that's what I did today. So I was thinking about my buddy Bus Stop, man. He wasn't just a buddy of mine, he was actually one of my best friends, you know. And Bus Stop, if you from the east side of Compton and you don't know who Bus Stop is, I mean, you know, maybe you 60 or 70, or maybe you know, 15 or under, but everybody else in there, man, should have done heard of Bus Stop. Let me tell y'all the story about Bus Stop, one of my best friends all time. So Bus Stop grew up in the neighborhood with us. You know, Bus Stop grew up in Cross Atlantic, Paru. We went to elementary school together. I was a little older than Bus Stop. I think I got Bus Stop by about 2 years. So when I went on to junior high, stuff like that, Bus Stop and them was still at the elementary. So when I went to Linwood High, Bus Stop and them probably got the hostler and stuff like that. So he was always behind me, you know. But Bus Stop ended up being our neighborhood barber. You know, back then when you can go in to the homie house, get a haircut for $5. You know, and then let me clear something up. I don't want nobody to get confused. Bus Stop was from Cross Atlantic, but Bus Stop wasn't from Cross Atlantic, Paru. You know what I mean? Bus Stop wasn't a gang member at all. He was a homie that grew up in our neighborhood, and if we went anywhere and he was with us, like if we was at the club and some shit kicked off, oh, he was gonna ride with us. But I mean, he wasn't gonna ride in the name of, you know, this Paru. That wasn't Bus Stop. Bus Stop was his own man, and I had told him earlier on in his career, which I had told a lot of young dudes, you know, you could be from over here out this neighborhood, but you don't gotta be a gang member in order to get the same love that, you know, the homies give each other. You gonna get the same love, homie. You know what I mean? And Bus Stop took that advice, you know. Plus Bus Stop, you know, we kind of had stern parents back then. And Bus Stop, you know, Bus Stop mom was on his helmet about, you know, trying to, you know, live right, you know. So Bus Stop he was a young dude cutting hair in his garage and stuff like that. We used to get haircuts for $5. So so I never forget one day the Death Row homies, you know, they going to a award show or something. You know what I mean? So I ran into Rock Chisholm and the homie Buntry, and they was like, man, we need some haircuts, man. We going to this award show tonight, trying to get this haircut. I say, man, I can call Bus Stop. I say, he a young cat, homie, but y'all really ain't got no other options. You know what I mean? But he, you know, Stop was early on in his barber career, but he did a decent job. You know what I mean? Now, like I say, Bus Stop was a regular dude, you know what I mean? But besides us in the neighborhood, you know, he didn't deal with other gang members and stuff like that. He dealt with regular, you know, people, you know. So I never forget, I called Stop. I say, Stop, man, the homies need the cuts before they go to this award show. You know what I mean? He was like, man, you know, I gotta, you know, be finished cutting hair before moms get off work. You know what I mean? She don't mind about cutting the garage, but you know what I mean? So I said, man, they gonna pay you double, homie. You know what I mean? And he was like, shh, tell them come on. So I told the homies, y'all come on, meet me over Bus Stop Pad. We go over Bus Stop Pad. Man, they told the next homie and the next homie. Next thing you know, it was about 6, 7 homies over there. Brand new cars. You know what I mean? And man, Bus Stop mama came home. You know, these dudes got these Death Row chains and medallions on. She was like, what the hell is going on over here? And these dudes was grown, you know what I mean? And like I said, I was a young cat, and Stop a little younger than me, you know what I mean? So she called him in the house, called him by his government issue name, you know what I mean? Bring your ass in this house for a second, you know what I mean? He explained to her, like, look, mama, they going to a award show. They paying me double, you know what I mean? She said, well, you know, I'm going to let you do it this one time, but you can take that barbership somewhere else. You know what I mean? So all the homies got their haircuts. They went on to the award show, but then they got the calling. Hey, man, what Bus Stop at? Man, what Bus Stop at? You know what I mean? So I say, Stop, this what I do, homie. I say, listen, you go to barber school, I open up a barbershop, homie. You know what I mean? And if this what you really want to do, you really think you could take off with this, I open up a barbershop. So that's exactly what happened. I went to barber school down in Long Beach on Pine Street, little legendary barber school. And so we started going down to the barber school in Long Beach, get our hair cut, patronizing him at the barber school. And I never forget, man, I came down there with something. So, man, I had a girl, so she was so fly, homie, you know what I mean? I think nowadays they call them baddies or something, you know what I mean? But I definitely had one, you know what I mean? And the style was like, ooh, who is that? You know what I mean? And we laughed about that forever. But the one thing about Bus Stop was the one dude who you got that one person in your life who you tell all your secrets to. Bus Stop was that dude who really knew everything about how I thought. You know what I mean? We sit for hours and hours and hours. You know what I mean? And Bus Stop was solid. He was never going to repeat. If I come from the club and something magical happened that night after the club, and I came and told Bus Stop, we was going to laugh about he had never repeated, So what happened then, Bus Stop finished barber school. So in February 99, it was a spot right on the corner of Compton Boulevard and Harris, right there in Ludus Park, Paru Hood. So, the homies had this spot for years, you know what I mean? And so by the time I got it, so one of the homies had to go to jail. The homie Flip had to go to jail. And so he gave it, turned everything in. So when I passed by there, for lease, oh shit, you know what I mean? I'm finna get that. Wrote the number down, called the people, come to find out their office was in Bellflower. Now the thing about it was, I lived in Bellflower at the time. I had my first mortgage at 25. I lived right down the street from the office of where they was at. So this was February 99. So I went into the office, put on some nice clothes and went in there and told them that I was lived down the street. I just happened to be passing through Compton and seen the sign, my homies had it as a weed spot for a long time. They made plenty of money out that spot right there. And everybody in Compton know the business. You know what I mean? And if you smoked, you been there. You know what I mean? So I'm in here acting like I passed by the spot. You know what I mean? And the lady was telling me, she said, yeah, we just got these guys out there. They were selling marijuana out the place and it was just, I was like, is that right? I say, oh man. I say, well, listen, ma'am, I'm gonna put a new security system in there if I'm able to get the spot. You're welcome to have the codes. You're welcome to stop by anytime. You know what I mean? And the only deception about the place is the situation is that them was the homies. You know what I mean? Who actually, I've been up at this spot, for years already. You know what I mean? But I really was truly turning it into a barbershop. You know what I mean? So I get she let me get it. You know what I mean? Like I say, she feel I'm a resident of this community right here, but this where I live. You know what I mean? We down in Compton doing our shit. So I get the spot. Immediately go in there, fix it up, new security system, go to the barber place out there in LA, get the barber chairs, the mirrors. Me and Bust, I'll go all in. It was a beauty salon. And I named it Niki's Beauty Salon after my daughter Dominique. And she was a baby at the time. And I always told her, this yours. It's gonna be yours. So Bus Stop, go to work. I had 2 barbers and 2 hairstylists. And the lady gave me a 20-year lease. So I wanted to buy the place, but she wouldn't sell the property to me based on, she said that was her first ever business, and by now she owned 100-unit apartments and she was doing well for herself, but she just said that piece right there I could never sell for sentimental values, but I really wanted to buy that corner, So Bus Stop, we opened it up February 99 and we rode for years. I mean, you have to realize, you right there on the corner of Compton Boulevard, every Paru from the east side to the west side was coming up there getting their hair cut by Bus Stop. The females started to leave out because when you a stylist, Compton is not your ideal place you ultimately want to be. Hairstylists might come in there, get on their feet, get their clientele together, but then they gonna go rent something out in LA where, they can generate more money, which is totally understandable. You know what I mean? So when the hairstylist left, and I would always let a new one come in and build their clientele up, and then they'll move on. But then it got to the point to where it was just a straight barbershop. And this was headquarters, man, for the Cross Atlantics for since '93. Since '93, this was headquarters already, you know. And so bus stop cut, like I say, you name them, he cut them. They was off that east side. He also cut the city workers that came by. And I never forget when we first opened it up, sheriffs used to come by there a lot because they think it was still a weed spot, you know what I mean? And I used to wave him in, come on in, man, get a cut, man. And one time the sheriff, he was happy to jump out. He really just wanted to look inside, you know what I mean? And he jumped out, yeah, man, I want to cut. The kind of hair he had, you don't get cut, you don't get cuts like that, man. You know what I mean? And you know, he had the kind of hair where you could go to Supercuts and, you know, get his shit done. So anyway, he came in there, he looked around, and he was impressed. You know what I mean? But I did that on purpose just so you can go back and tell everybody at the station they don't got to ride by here no more, man. So like I was saying, you know, we cut for years until the feds came and got me. And when the feds came and got me, you know, I'm sure bus stop was worried about, man, like, what's gonna happen now? You know what I mean? Am I gonna close the shop? Am I gonna is he gonna have to find somewhere, you know, after he been stable all these years, you know, with all these customers, you know, is he gonna have to find somewhere another spot? So I had my peoples go down there and holler at him and tell him, you know, tell bus stop that's his. You know what I mean? So he was like, well, what do you mean? So when I was able to jump on the phone and I called him, and I'm like, stop, what's up, homie? He like, man, what we gonna do at the shop, F? You know what you? I said, check this out, homie, that's yours. You know what I mean? He like, well, what you mean? I said, just what I said. Everything in there, homie, everything that's mine, that's yours, homie. You know what I mean? And you don't owe me nothing. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, homie, that's you. I say, listen, I got a 20-year lease. I show you what, you know, go down there, meet the lady, introduce yourself. You know, you don't even have to tell her where I'm at. Just tell her you're going to be bringing the payments now because I'm busy or whatever. And keep running your program, man. You do as you see fit. Make your money, homie, because that's really what it was there for. You know what I mean? And so I could tell Style was speechless, but at the same time, that's what it was. That's really what hot friends supposed to do. I couldn't do nothing with it from where I was at. You know what I mean? So that's you, homie. You know what I mean? And bust out my 3 sons used to go up there and get their cuts. Now the 8 years I was gone, bust out cut their hair for free. I mean, shit, he cut their hair for free after I came home. Bust out cut their hair free till I told him to stop cutting their hair for free. They grown, man. You know what I mean? Make them dudes pay, man. And Stop laughed. He laughed and shit like, make them pay. Hell no, make them pay, man. You been cutting their hair for 12 years straight, man. They ain't paid a penny, man. Them dudes got to pay now. You know what I mean? And we joked about that, but this was my best dog. You know, like I say, Bus Stop knew everything. I know my wife used to always say, man, I just wish I knew what Bus Stop knew. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm saying, no, you don't. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, in late July 2020, Bus Stop had a heart attack, man. You know, and I remember getting a call from a good friend of mine, Rookie, man. And Rook called me, F, what's up? I'm like, man, what's up, homie? When I seen his number, Rook always trying to get me on these trips to Aruba and all these, you know, he travels, man. So I'm trying to hook up with him so we can, you know, I can start living life as well like that, you know. So Rook, man, what's going on, F? I'm like, what's up, man? He like, man, you heard the news? I'm like, nah. But coming from Rook, I'm thinking it's finna be at a different angle, man. You know, when somebody else call you and tell you about, you know, literally your best friend, you know what I mean? And like, nah. And to be honest with you, man, it ain't been right the same. You know what I mean? It ain't been the same. You know what I mean? So we actually had his viewing, because he was having a private funeral session, and we actually had his viewing on his birthday, August 4th, 2020, man. And that was the last time I seen Bust Up. I'm talking about we rocked at that shop 21 years straight, you know. And I lost a good friend, man. You know, we lost a good barber. You know, Stop wasn't just my friend. Stop was like everybody's friend. He was the kind of dude that, it was so many dudes used to go up there, don't even get a cut, just to go up there to chat and talk to Stop. You know what I mean? And good dude, good heart, you know. But I woke up this morning and he was on my mind, you know. And I just wanted to know, for people who, you know, from other places, you know, reading the books or watching the TV shows, and you know, you're gonna hear about the rappers, you're gonna hear about the DJ Quicks, you're gonna hear about the Second and Nuns, you're gonna hear about the, you know, the Suge Knights, you know what I mean? But people that's on the streets, man, they know about Bus Stop, you know what I mean? You know, a real East Sider over there, a staple in the community for years over there, you know what I mean? Providing he cut all the kids, all the homies, all the football teams, you know what I mean? And he was a damn good dude, you know. So I woke up this morning, man, with Bus Stop on my heart, and you know what I mean? I just wanted to give y'all a rundown on Bus Stop, you know. Ask anybody about it, they gonna tell you. And just want to say rest in peace, homie, you know what I mean? Continue to, you know, rest easy, and much love and major respect.